Hi, my name is Beth Harrison. I'm one of the supervising attorneys in the Housing Law Unit at Legal Aid. I'm part of a team of 24 attorneys and support staff. We represent hundreds of tenants in the district every single year in housing cases. One of the focus areas of our practice is eviction defense. In DC, landlords file 30,000 eviction cases every single year, and 95% of landlords in those cases have a lawyer to help them, but only 10% of tenants do. And we know for a family facing eviction, having a lawyer by their side makes a huge difference in terms of making sure that their voice is heard, that defenses are raised, and ultimately that the outcome is fair and keeps the family in their home. So tenants without attorneys typically go in on the first court date and sign one-sided agreements with the landlord's attorney where judgment's entered against the tenant. They have to pay back every last cent that the landlord says is due. They usually have to do that really quickly in 30 days or less, and they don't get repairs. When a tenant gets a lawyer, that tenant will get repairs made. They will get reductions in their rent if they've been living with poor conditions, and they will get time to pay back any money that they need to so that they can stay in their home. In addition to eviction defense, we do a lot of work around the preservation of affordable housing. The district has a serious affordable housing crisis and has for many years. Legal Aid's clients typically are individuals whose incomes are in the lowest 20% in the district, and so that's $12,000 a year or less. And that means that a lot of our clients can only afford rent of $200 or $300 a month, and that's in a city where the average rent is $2,000 or more per month. And the highest income earners in DC, those in the top 20%, actually can afford rents of $7,000 a month or more. So there's a huge income discrepancy in the district. And the lowest income tenants are the ones who are hurt the most by that. So among the lowest income households in DC, 2/3 of those households are paying half or more of their cash income towards rent. And actually half of those lowest income families pay 80% or more of their monthly cash income towards rent, which isn't sustainable. So we work with tenant associations and groups of tenants to try to preserve their affordable units. That might mean fighting a rent control increase. There are ways in which landlords can do very large rent increases in rent control units that many of our clients live in, and so defending against that kind of increase. We also work with groups of tenants to exercise their rights under the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act in DC. And that usually involves partnering with an affordable housing developer to make sure those tenants get repairs, they get renovations to the building, but they have a financing structure where the rents can stay affordable for the long term. We have been very busy during the COVID-19 pandemic responding to the needs of tenants, and many of the tenants in the district are in a state of crisis as a result of the pandemic. Legal Aid set up a tenant hotline at the beginning of the pandemic, and we have received hundreds of calls through that hotline. We are providing advice to tenants. We are providing them with brief services, reaching out to their landlords or government agencies. And for those tenants who are facing cases in court, we are helping them with those as well. Legal Aid also is partnering with 5 other eviction defense providers to coordinate our services, and we recently launched a centralized intake and referral process to make sure that our clients don't have to go to multiple providers to get help, and that we are all talking together, working together, and coordinating to provide the best possible services for low-income tenants who live in DC. Legal Aid also has been working with the City Council to get protections for tenants in place. The Council has done multiple rounds of emergency legislation, and we have been involved every step of the way advocating for protections for tenants to slow down the eviction process, to stop rent increases, and to make sure tenants have time to catch up on the rent and stay in their homes. And of course, the next piece of that is financial assistance for tenants. And so we are working with the council on the budget and advocating for more money for affordable housing, more money for rental assistance and other programs that will help families in DC with the lowest incomes be able to remain in their homes and avoid eviction and displacement even during this crisis.